Liv Morgan sends a forward message to Dominic Mysterio after confirming a huge update on his future. Hello guys, welcome to my channel. I am Elena. Have a nice day. For the latest news update, please subscribe the channel and press the bell icon. Liv Morgan sent a forward message to Dominic Mysterio after confirming that the reigning WWE Intercontinental Champion has suffered an injury. Mysterio and Morgan reunited at the Survivor Series Premium Live event, with Morgan helping her on-screen partner regain the Intercontinental Championship by dethroning John Cena. Mysterio became a two-time Intercontinental Champion with the win. On social media, Morgan shared photos of herself and once again proved her loyalty to Dirty Dom with her forward message. On this week's Raw, Morgan asked Raquel Rodriguez to bring the WWE Women's World Championship to the Judgment Day and add more gold to the faction in the process. She also confirmed that Mysterio would be out of action for a bit, meaning that the double champion won't be able to represent his faction on TV till his return. John Cena spoke highly of Dominic Mysterio. John Cena praised Dominic Mysterio for being the only superstar who wasn't afraid of trying new things. Mysterio was Cena's final PLE opponent in the WWE. Speaking on the Joe Rogan Experience, Cena discussed a host of topics and said the following about Mysterio: "I learned how to fail in those non-televised events. I could take big swings. I don't know how many people go out there and just like Dom, like that was an example of swinging big. I'm going to fake ring the bell, right? Will people even get that? Who cares? Let's try it." He's the only one of those guys who will, or very few of those guys will stand on an idea like that. The other guys are like, no, I want to have a good choreographed performance because I want my stuff to look good because it's on television. It remains to be seen when Mysterio will return to WWE television. Breaking: Liv Morgan shares massive Dominic Mysterio injury update on WWE Raw. Dominic Mysterio suffered an injury during a recent show. Liv Morgan has now shared a massive update on Dom's injury. Dominic Mysterio suffered an injury during a recent show. Liv Morgan has now shared a massive update on Dom's injury. Tonight on WWE Raw, Raquel Rodriguez was being interviewed about her upcoming Women's World Championship match when Liv Morgan interrupted her and stated that Dominic will be out for a little bit, and so Raquel has to bring gold to the Judgment Day. John Cena heaped praise on Dominic Mysterio, and John Cena got to share the ring a few times during their brief feud a few weeks ago. In fact, Dom was Cena's final Premium Live event opponent. The two men last squared off against each other at Survivor Series War Games 2025. Speaking on the Joe Rogan Experience podcast, John Cena discussed how the WWE live shows were important for wrestlers to experiment. But nowadays, there aren't as many live events, which has hindered innovation. He then credited Dom for being one of the few people not afraid to try new things on TV. "I learned how to fail in those non-televised events. I could take big swings. I don't know how many people go out there and just like Dom, like that was an example of swinging big. I'm going to fake ring the bell, right? Will people even get that? Who cares? Let's try it." He's the only one of those guys who will, or very few of those guys will stand on an idea like that. The other guys are like, no, I want to have a good choreographed performance because I want my stuff to look good because it's on television, Cena said. It will be interesting to see when Dominic Mysterio will return from his injury. WWE confirms Dominic Mysterio is out indefinitely with injury. Dominic Mysterio is sidelined and will be off WWE television for the foreseeable future. The situation was acknowledged during Monday's episode of Raw, where Liv Morgan mentioned in a backstage segment that Mysterio would be taking time away. Commentary later added more clarity, with Joe Tessitore stating that Mysterio is out indefinitely due to a shoulder injury. The injury occurred earlier this month at Lepi's Guerra de Titan event on December 20th. Following the match, Dominic Mysterio was reportedly struggling to use the injured arm at all, raising immediate concern. Additional reports at the time indicated that Mysterio was dealing with significant pain and was scheduled to be examined later that week to determine the severity of the injury. With the shoulder issue now confirmed, there is currently no timetable for Mysterio's return to in-ring action. The son of WWE Hall of Fame legend Rey Mysterio, Dominic Mysterio is a member of the Judgment Day faction on the WWE Raw brand and is currently the Intercontinental Champion of WWE and the Mega Champion of AAA. Accused. Liv Morgan's stalker claims insanity. Chan, the man charged with stalking Liv Morgan, has submitted an insanity defense to the court. Chan is facing charges of interstate domestic violence. Chan's attorneys hired Dr. Michelle Ayala to examine Mr. Chan for diminished capacity and insanity. In their filing with the court, it states, Mr. Chan suffers from an acute delusional disorder that causes him to believe he is in a romantic relationship with the alleged victim. Dr. Ayala concludes that Mr. Chan was insane at the time of the offense. Prosecutors are arguing that the defense took far too long to submit the report, considering the trial begins in a few weeks. If the report is admitted, the trial will be delayed. Chan's attorneys are claiming the delay was caused by Dr. Ayala's schedule and the need to complete the report. Given the thoroughness of Dr. Ayala's examination and report, a delay of this sort is to be expected. Prosecutors allege traveled from Canada to Morgan's Florida home, where security cameras caught him trespassing and trying to break into her home. He stayed there for many hours before leaving her a note. Part of the note read, "It's me, Sean, the guy you all hang out with on gaming platform deleted online. You've been trying to contact me, or should I say reach out to me when I'm absent from that game. So who's the stalker, huh? I never said and did anything bad for over 10 years, yet you all dared hating me for no reason. I came here to pay just a friendly visit, nothing more. Yet, I'm the one who looks like a stalker THX to all of you, and you all think I'm going to have empathy, sympathy, and care about any of you anymore? I will start talking and doing whatever I want despite all your shoosh finger faces that you all make. Yeah, I just wanted to let you know that I was here." Chan faces 5 years in jail if convicted. WWE confirms Dominic Mysterio is out indefinitely with injury. Dominic Mysterio is sidelined and will be off WWE television for the foreseeable future. The situation was acknowledged during Monday's episode of Raw, where Liv Morgan mentioned in a backstage segment that Mysterio would be taking time away. Commentary later added more clarity, with Joe Tessitore stating that Mysterio is out indefinitely due to a shoulder injury. The injury occurred earlier this month at AAA's Guerra de Titan event on December 20. Commentary later added more clarity, with Joe Tessitore stating that Mysterio is out indefinitely due to a shoulder injury. The injury occurred earlier this month at AAA's Guerra de Titans event on December 20. Following the match, Dominic Mysterio was reportedly struggling to use the injured arm at all, raising immediate concern. Additional reports at the time indicated that Mysterio was dealing with significant pain and was scheduled to be examined later that week to determine the severity of the injury. With the shoulder issue now confirmed, there is currently no timetable for Mysterio's return to in-ring action. The son of WWE Hall of Fame legend Rey Mysterio, Dominic Mysterio is a member of the Judgment Day faction on the WWE Raw brand and is currently the Intercontinental Champion of WWE and the Mega Champion of AAA. Liv Morgan returns to the ring. At WWE live show Liv, Morgan returned to the ring over the weekend at a live show in Tampa. She faced Lyra Valkyria and took the win. Morgan has not been in action since she injured her shoulder in a match against Kairi Sane in June. She returned to WWE programming at Survivor Series in November, where she faked out a turn on Dominic Mysterio, but ended up helping him recapture the WWE Intercontinental Championship from John Cena. Since then, Morgan has been welcomed back into the Judgment Day in a different dynamic. Now that Roxanne Perez has been fully immersed in the faction and Raquel Rodriguez has taken a bit of a leadership role for the women in the group, it has caused some tension. Most notably between Morgan and Rodriguez. Dominic Mysterio, WWE status update. An update on Dirty, Dominic Mysterio's WWE status after suffering an injury at the Triple Aguera de Titanes event. The AAA Mega Champion. Dominic Mysterio was in action at Triple Aguera de Titane event on December 20th, where he teamed with El Grande Americano against Rey Fenix and Rey Mysterio. The match was initially supposed to be the reunion of the Lucha Bros, with Penta having to be replaced with Mysterio after suffering an injury against Solo Sikoa in the Last Time Is Now tournament. During the match, another injury occurred, with Dominic Mysterio suffering a shoulder injury, and with last week's Raw being pre-taped, we now have an update on his status. Earlier in the night, Liv Morgan appeared backstage with Raquel Rodriguez and Roxanne Perez, where she said that Dominic would be gone for a while. During the Women's World Championship match, Joe Tessitore confirmed Dominic's shoulder injury, saying that they are waiting for more information on it, but until then, Dominic will be out indefinitely. Dominic also reigns as the current WWE Intercontinental Champion. Ria Ripley shares backstage update from WWE Raw. WWE superstar Ria Ripley shared a backstage update from Monday Night Raw from the Kia Center, Orlando, Florida. The Eradicator was in the arena with her dog Barry, who was seen with Rey Mysterio before the show kicked off. In a post on X, Ria posted an update saying that her dog had been a good boy at work. Barry has been a 10/10 good boy at work today. She wrote, Barry has been an integral part of Ria Ripley's life. The Bull Terrier was adopted by Mommy in 2020, and since then, the dog has been extremely close to Ria. It's often seen in Ria's social media posts, along with her other dogs, Luna and Bella. Ria had earlier said that she adopted Barry from a pet store, and it was already named Barry. While speaking to Peter Rosenberg on Cheap Heat, Ria Ripley said that she went to a pet store with her partner only to watch the pets, and she didn't want to buy anything. However, when she spotted Barry sitting in a glass, she developed an instant liking for him and decided to take him home. Me and my partner at the time went to the pet shop and I was like, I just want to look at the puppies. I don't want to buy anything. We went in there and Barry is sitting in this glass box by himself. I had never seen a dog like that in the pet store. I want to play with him. The pet store actually called him Barry. He was already Barry. They named all the dogs because they play with them every day. Ria Ripley and Iyo Sky attacked the Kabuki Warriors on WWE Raw. The Eradicator and Iyo Sky assaulted the Kabuki Warriors, Asuka and Kairi Sane, on tonight's episode of Raw. The tag team champions were out there gloating over their win over Ria Ripley last week on Raw. Asuka had defeated Ripley with outside assistance from Kairi Sane. Ria and Iyo Sky are looking to dethrone the Kabuki Warriors as the WWE Women's Tag Team Champions. Their title match is slated to take place on the January 5th, 2025 episode of Monday Night Raw. Update on Ria Ripley's WWE plans. In 2026, Ripley is walking into 2026 with momentum and a schedule that already looks heavier than anything she handled last year. She closed out 2025 with strong showings across both Raw and SmackDown, and early indications show WWE lining her up for bigger stories rather than easing her in slowly. Her first major spotlight comes on January 5th, when WWE rolls out its crossover Raw event with the Stranger Things franchise. Ripley is set for a women's tag team championship match that night with Io Sky, which instantly puts her front and center at the start of the year. What this really means is that WWE is keeping her visible in multiple divisions at once. She also picked up a solid win on SmackDown in mid-December alongside Damian Priest, a reminder that the company has no intention of letting her fade into the background. A fresh direction taking shape? The chatter around Ripley's next step points toward a brand shift. There's steady buzz about her moving to SmackDown as WWE reshuffles pieces going into the new year. A switch like that usually signals that creative wants new feuds, new matchups, and a reset in character direction. Ripley has been tied to the same group and the same orbit for a long stretch, so a move would open up doors she hasn't walked through yet. There's also talk that she might end up at the head of a faction. Fans and analysts keep circling back to the idea that WWE could build a unit around her instead of keeping her attached to old alliances. Nothing is confirmed, but the idea has serious traction partly because Ripley's presence tends to elevate whoever stands next to her. If WWE wants to build new stars in 2026, giving her a leadership anchor would make sense. Dominic Mysterio pulled from WWE live event amid injury concern. Dominic Mysterio was officially removed from WWE's December 26th live event in Baltimore, fueling concern that his recent in-ring injury might be more serious than fans hoped. The Judgment Day member was originally scheduled to team with Liv Morgan in a mixed tag match against Ria Mysterio and Ria Ripley. But when showtime arrived, that match was nowhere on the card. Instead, Rey Mysterio kicked off the event in a singles match against Grayson Waller, with Dominic completely absent. One fan took to Twitter and confirmed the change, making it clear that the match getting scrapped lends credence to the reports that Dominic was injured last week. Hate to break it to everyone, but it looks like the match was scrapped. It's Rey versus Grayson Waller opening up the show. Lends credence to the rumor that Dom was injured in. This aligns with what was reported last week. According to Brian Alvarez, the shoulder injury happened during the final moments of Dominic's tag match at AAA's Guerra de Titans event on December 20th, where he teamed with El Grande Americano against Rey Mysterio and Rey Fenix. Dom injured his shoulder taking the DDT from his dad near the end of tonight's main event, Alvarez reported. Based on how he landed, my presumption is it's likely a shoulder separation. He could barely use the arm at all. The finish of the AAA match saw Penta interfere, using a foreign object hidden in his mask to headbutt Dominic, which set up Rey for a 619 and the pin. After the match, Dominic shoved his partner El Grande Americano and walked to the back on his own, visibly clutching his shoulder. WWE hasn't officially commented, but pulling him from a live event just days later is a loud message. If the injury is as serious as it looks, Dominic could be facing time off, or even surgery. For now, Dirty Dom is off the card, and the WWE Universe is left wondering when they'll see him again. Are you worried this injury could sideline Dominic Mysterio for a while? Or do you think he'll bounce back fast? Let us know your thoughts in the comments. 5 directions for Judgment Day after heartbreaking Dominic Mysterio update on WWE Raw. The Judgment Day stable in WWE is headed for a major churn in the upcoming year. The air around Dominic Mysterio's injury is clear now, and the Intercontinental Champion is expected to be away for a significant period of time. Liv Morgan was in the arena tonight, and she revealed Dom's current status. the Miracle Kid revealed that Dominik will be out for a little bit from WWE. Morgan said this while interrupting Raquel Rodriguez's interview with Jackie Redmond. Mysterio was injured on December 20th, 2025 at AAA's Guerra de Titans event during a tag team match against Rey Mysterio and Rey Fenix. He was subsequently pulled out of all the other live events after the injury. With two of the superstars out of action, the faction is currently staring at an existential crisis. However, Finn Balor later appeared on the show and said that he is going to revamp Judgment Day and bring the gold back. In this listicle, we will discuss 5 directions for the heel stable in 2026 after 2 setbacks. 5. Remove Dominic Mysterio from the group. The first thing Finn Balor could do is to kick out Dominic Mysterio from the faction. The two have already been at loggerheads for the past year. There have been numerous instances when it appeared that either of them was leaving the group or turning on the other. However, it didn't happen. With Dom out with an injury, Finn Balor can recruit a new member as his replacement, saying that the new superstar is more talented and capable of bringing the gold into the group. This would also lead to Dominik's face turn. He could then finally feud with Finn Balor when he returns to WWE. 4. Recruit Ricky Saints into the stable as Dominic Mysterio's replacement. Balor could bring in NXT superstar Ricky Saints into the main roster as the newest member of the Judgment Day. There are big chances of Balor doing so because he earlier brought former WWE NXT Women's Champion Roxanne Perez into the faction. Ricky Saints is also expected to make his main roster debut soon in WWE because he recently lost his NXT Championship to Obafemi on December 6th, 2025 at NXT Deadline PLE. His title reign lasted for only 2 months, as he won the title from Femi on September 27, 2025, at NXT No Mercy PLE. With no gold around his waist, and him accomplishing everything on the black and silver brand, the stage is already set for Ricky Saints' main roster debut. Remove Raquel Rodriguez from the faction. Finn Balor also hasn't been a big fan of Raquel Rodriguez as well. Big Mommy Cool too has been cold toward Balor for quite some time. The two don't gel well. With Balor seemingly taking control of the group, he can kick Raquel from the faction for being overambitious and selfish. Raquel has also been appearing more focused on her singles run, rather than competing as a tag team unit with Roxanne Perez. She even snubbed Liv Morgan before her big title match, saying that she doesn't need any help. All these hints hint that maybe the creative team of WWE is looking at the singles run of Raquel Rodriguez. Therefore, she might soon be shown the door by Finn Balor. Liv Morgan and Roxanne Perez team up. Liv Morgan and Roxanne Perez can team up after Raquel is kicked out of the group. In fact, Morgan and Perez form a better team than Raquel and Roxanne. As a team, Liv and Roxanne can feud with anoa'i and Ria Ripley. anoa'i and Ria Ripley are slated to challenge Asuka and Kairi Sane, the Kabuki Warriors, for the WWE Women's Tag Team title on the January 5th, 2026 episode of Raw next year. Most probably, they are going to dethrone the Japanese superstars as the champions. In that case, they might soon find the challengers in Liv Morgan, and Liv Morgan can win the WWE Women's Royal Rumble 2026. Liv Morgan can also win the Women's Royal Rumble event next year in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia. Morgan has participated in nearly 7 Royal Rumble matches, but hasn't won any. She was the runner-up in WWE Royal Rumble 2023-2024 against Ria Ripley